Across Southeast Asia, there are stories whispered only after dark. Stories of women who rise from their own bodies and drift into the night, with their organs trailing beneath them, still pulsing, still warm. Tonight, the archive opens a case that has haunted Malaysia for centuries. This is File 009, the Penanggalan. A creature born from taboo, from hunger, and from the thin places between spirit and flesh. One of the oldest written references to the Penanggalan appears in colonial accounts from the 1700s. British and Portuguese officers recorded local reports of a floating woman's head with entrails hanging like wet ropes, seen drifting over villages at night. But the oldest and most trusted sources come not from foreign observers, but from the Orang Asli and Malay midwives, who passed down these accounts long before any outsider wrote them down. In these stories, the Penanggalan is always the same: a woman, a head, a body left behind, and a hunger that clings to her like a curse. Anthropologists studying Malay folklore noticed something remarkable. The Penanggalan appears almost exclusively in communities where childbirth is tightly surrounded by ritual, purity laws, and spiritual danger. In scholarly collections, she is described as a midwife using dark magic, a woman seeking beauty through forbidden rituals, or a person who broke strict purity rules during childbirth. These accounts vary, but they orbit the same core idea. A woman linked to life becomes twisted into something hunting life. By day, she appears as a normal woman, often someone respected in the community. But at night, she performs her transformation. The body remains standing or collapsed on the floor, while the head pulls free with a wet, tearing sound, organs trailing beneath it like a living comet. She does not fly like a bird. She drifts silently, as though the night air itself carries her. Her target is always the same: warm blood, especially the blood of women giving birth. In some villages, she is said to slip through cracks in the roof or press her tongue against the belly of a newborn. She feeds quickly. She leaves no bite marks, only coldness and death. Before dawn, she must return to her body. Her organs are washed in vinegar to shrink them back into place. If she fails to reconnect in time, the sun destroys her. Despite modernization, the Penanggalan has never truly faded. In rural Malaysia, some midwives still place thorny branches around windows, believing the creature's exposed organs can become tangled in them. In certain communities, vinegar is kept near birth beds, a reminder of the creature's ritual, and a ward against her scent. Even today, police reports occasionally mention floating lights or woman's cries at roof level. Most can be explained, but not all. According to the archive's taxonomy, the Penanggalan falls under type manifested spirit parasite hybrid, subtype separation entity, behavior predatory, nocturnal, ritual dependent. Weaknesses: sunlight, thorns, ritual disruption, body separation. She is not a ghost, not a vampire in the Western sense. She is a living contradiction, a body and soul forcibly pulled apart. Multiple accounts exist. 1780 Portuguese chronicle describes a head with entrails glistening like lanterns. Colonial-era Malay police files reports of midwives accused of sorcery. 1943 Japanese occupation records. Soldiers recording flying lights near villages. Modern paranormal investigations. Southeast Asian researchers document consistent local belief across Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. While none prove the creature scientifically, the consistency over centuries suggests a shared cultural memory or archetype, one too specific to dismiss as coincidence. In 1971, a midwife in the village of Bidor stayed overnight with a woman entering late-stage pregnancy. The bamboo hut was dim, warm, and quiet, the kind of quiet that makes the skin tighten on the back of the neck. Even the crickets had gone silent. Around 3 in the morning, the air changed. The midwife would later describe it as a pressure, like a storm rolling across the roof. A low vibration hummed through the bamboo walls, followed by a faint fluttering, wings too soft to be wings, but too wet to be wind. The pregnant woman stirred, clutching her stomach. Then came the first intrusion. From beneath the floorboards, something slid upward. A long red tongue, thin and searching, tasting the air near the woman's leg. The woman gasped, her belly tightening sharply as the coldness spread through her skin. The midwife grabbed a bundle of thorn branches, traditionally used to ward off spirits. She slammed them onto the floor. The tongue recoiled instantly, as if burned. The hut went still. Then the walls began to breathe. The bamboo slats bowed inward, just an inch at a time, as something pressed against them from outside. Hair-like shadows slid across the cracks. A low, hollow inhalation moved around the exterior, circling the hut as if searching for the warmest point. A red glow seeped through the gaps. The midwife held her breath. That was when the creature entered. The wall bulged, then split, and a floating woman's head forced itself through, hair hanging like seaweed, eyes glowing a sickly red, and beneath the chin, a mass of slick, pulsating organs trailing behind her like a living tail. The women screamed. Ah! The Penanggalan lunged toward the pregnant woman, hair whipping forward like grasping fingers. The midwife stepped between them and thrust the thorn branches forward, striking the creature's exposed organs. The effect was immediate. The Penanggalan shrieked, not loud, but sharp enough to rattle the bones of anyone alive. Her hair snapped backward, the red glow flared, and she recoiled violently, slamming into the opposite wall. The hut shook. Light poured from her as she blasted through the bamboo slats, tearing a gaping hole in the wall. Debris scattered across the floor. The red glow stretched into the night as the entity fled, vanishing into the forest with a final hiss. Silence returned. Not peace, just silence. The midwife held the trembling woman, whispering to her until dawn. Neither slept. The lantern had gone out, its last ember fading on the floor beside them. When morning came, the villagers found the wall torn open, thorn branches ripped apart, dark residue splattered across the bamboo. No tracks, no footprints. Nothing that suggested a human attacker. But the air around the hut still felt heavy, as if something had hovered there, hungering for blood, and might return the next time someone in the village is near giving birth. Based on the consistency across multiple nations, the ritual-linked origins, and centuries of uninterrupted belief, the Penanggalan earns a Tier 2, Mythic Echo classification. Not confirmed, not proven, but deeply rooted in human experience and seen by too many to ignore. Whether she is a spirit of hunger, a warning about broken taboos, or something far older, the Penanggalan remains one of Southeast Asia's most enduring nightmares. If you walk the tropical nights of Malaysia and hear a faint, wet sound above your roof, the archive recommends you stay indoors. This concludes File 009. Until the next case, remember, the light shines the brightest in the dark.
We tried to film a monster, but she never stayed in frame. Her head flew past the microphone and whispered out my name. The cameraman went pale, the midwife nearly cried, and Scully said, "Relax, it's just another Tuesday night." Oh, we got the Penanggalan blooper blues. She's drifting through the rafters while we're trying to light the fuse. If your organs start to swinging, better run and hide your shoes. Yeah, we got the Penanggalan blooper blues. She tangled in the wires, knocked the lantern off the stand, then slapped the sound guy gently with her supernatural gland. She said, "Sorry about the mess, it's been a stressful kind of day." We said, "Lady, keep your entrails in, we're trying to film this way." Oh, we got the Penanggalan blooper blues. She's hovering near the ceiling like she's picking out our cues. If your floorboards start a creaking, better blame it on her ooze. Yeah, we got those Penanggalan blooper blues. Cut! Cut! Why is the vampire head eating the props again?
I thought the vinegar was for catering, boss. Scully, please remind me why we do this every week.
For science. Archivist always for science. Oh, we got the Penanggalan blooper blues. Trying to film a legend when she's messing with our crews. If the jungle starts a humming, better hope it's not your doom, 'cause the